Hi, my name's Ted Treise. I'm a professional triathlete from Minnesota, and we're here at the greatest bike shop in Minnesota, Gear West, and we're here to talk about some travel tips today.
And my name's Dani and Treise, Ted's wife. Also a professional triathlete, and excited to talk to you about these tips. Well, I'll kick it off with talking about a little pre-travel planning, since that's my expertise, and then I'll hand it to Ted to talk about some travel tips related to bike gear and mechanics, which is his expertise.
Yeah, we've been doing this since 2018 together, and we've kind of experienced all the goods and bad things that came with travel.
Yeah. The biggest lesson that I've learned is to be super prepared going into the travel. Favorite way is Excel sheets with a schedule. It doesn't have to be that detailed, but I do like to take a look at the days that you're going to be there and plug in all the necessities. So I'll kind of lay that out actually in a spreadsheet just so we can look at what time we for sure have to be somewhere, and then we can kind of plug in anything else around that. The biggest thing around that is usually meals, which you don't want to slack on, especially before a race, and downtime. So taking like those major pieces of non-negotiables, which things you have to get done, training, pre-race meetings, dropping off the bike, any other logistics that you know will take time. That's all research you can do well in advance. And then meals is the other big thing that I find if you just plan them out in advance, it's so much less stressful when you get there. I usually try to book an Airbnb and get groceries just so we have a lot of known food going into the race.
That's a lot too for me. Like one time we went to a race and I was like, we're not going to plan, and it was just a mess. Like we were trying to figure out where to go, like what times we needed to go to the pro meeting, and I regretted that. And I was like, we're going to use the spreadsheet next time.
Yeah.
So that's planning the trip, and then let's go into packing for the trip. So maybe I'll talk for a little bit as far as like what I would like to pack on my carry-on and what I like to pack in my bike bag. And I differentiate those out because you're going to always be with your carry-on while your bike's going to have to get checked along with your checked bag. And with that, I would always pack my shoes, my bike shoes in particular, in my carry-on. That way, no matter what happens to that checked bag, I have my race shoes, they have the cleat placement that I like. That would be my big thing that I would for sure pack in my carry-on. Everything else can go in the check bag. I feel like most triathlon these days, if you're traveling to it, they're going to have vendors there. You're going to be able to get your suit. You're going to be able to get a wetsuit. You're going to be able to get most things. Dani, you kind of had a nice little experience with that.
Yeah.
Tell us about your trip to France.
Yeah, I did travel to France in 2023 for an Ironman 70.3 race. My bags, my bike, and my checked luggage got stuck in Amsterdam while I was in France. Thankfully, I also pack a lot of like non-negotiables in my carry-on. I actually use my transition bag as my carry-on. It's huge. It fits everything that you need race morning for sure, but I packed bike shoes, my race kit, and my run shoes. Everything else I had to figure out from the race venue. I was able to do the race, but having a few things in my carry-on helped for sure.
So let's say you get to the race, everything made it, but maybe some things went wrong along the way. Two of the things that I've noticed that gone wrong mostly for us are tires and Di2 wires, any like the electronic shifting. And so with tires, I always try to pack along extra rim tape along with valves so I can set up another tubeless, or we can throw some tubes in there. Those always seem to go wrong, and just kind of preparing for the worst there helps a ton. Another thing is the Di2 wires. I don't know who made these, but they sever like Play-Doh. Just having the extra Di2 wire in hand takes away that variable of that bike shop carrying that part.
Yeah, not every bike shop or race expo will carry that.
And then when you're building the bike, I always bring my tools. My favorite tools here, don't touch these, I'll attack you. They're the Silka Allen wrenches. They have everything I need. One thing that I loved in the last 2 years that I'd recommend to you guys is getting one of these pumps. They're these cheap Chinese electric pumps.
Off Amazon,
so you don't have to travel with your big, giant pump. You just get this little guy, and it's just electric. You just turn it on, and then you just select your tire pressure, and it just fills up automatically. I use this in transition in the morning. It fits in my check bag. I don't have to worry about it. But yeah, this is like the sneaky tool. If you get anything from this video, we love this. One of the things that I do to prepare for that is try to schedule service here at Gear West I mean, it's not obviously a Gear West video, but we actually do this. Like if I'm doing Oceanside, I'll let the mechanics know at least a month out, hey, I'm doing this race. I want to bring the bike in on this date so I can get it back on this date so I can pack it. That way they're aware in their backlog of, okay, we need to work on this bike. It's typically just a checkup, but just to be able to have someone go through it before it goes into that bike bag, just to eliminate one less variable. But just, yeah, those are a lot of travel tips that we have for you guys at Gear West. Hopefully you got a little benefit out of this. And if you have any questions, please reach out.